Hello, CCF family. Welcome to Sunday Fast Track, where you ask real-life questions and we give you biblical truths. I am Jimmy Opleda from Next Gen Ministry, and we are here today with our speaker, Peter Tanchi Jr., to answer some of your questions. For our first question, there are some people listening today who may feel that they would rather not get involved with Christians because of how much division or factions there are, whether it's from denomination, church affiliation, or even preference over theological systems. What encouragement can you give to these individuals to still come and get to know Jesus?
Thank you, Jimmy. This is a challenge today, especially with social media, because people post things and you can immediately see the division. But my encouragement is, we do not go to church because of the people at the church. We should go to church because of the God who actually is behind what's going on in the church. And I would focus on Jesus Christ and what he instructed us to do, which is to love each other. So what's going on is actually not what Christians should do. So don't make what you see on the social media the basis of what goes on in church, because in social media, everything can get blown up. But in churches, you'll find a lot of love, and you'll find people that actually do not live that way. So I would still encourage you to go to a church, because that's exactly what shouldn't be going on in churches.
Thank you for that. And for our second question, there are some people listening today who may have been hurt or felt condemned by Christians because of the way they voice their beliefs and convictions. Perhaps these people are no longer interested in learning more about Jesus or coming to church because of it. Is there anything you can share with people who are feeling this way?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to apologize, because I think part of the challenges we face today is the church has not done a good job at being loving at times. We have to remember that people are in church not because they're perfect, but because they are sinners who need Jesus Christ. So in church, there are people that are still learning, and they're growing in love, and they struggle. They are judgmental, and part of growing in maturity is to grow in love. So ideally, we should be growing closer and closer to Jesus, and as we do that, we become kinder and kinder. The truth is, there are people that struggle with that. So if you have met people like that in church, I'm sorry, but please keep coming, because there are many that are loving.
Praise God for that. For our third question, 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 5 to 7 tells us, "But the goal of our instruction is love from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith. For some men straying from these things have turned aside to fruitless discussion, wanting to be teachers of the law, even though they do not understand either what they are saying or the matters about which they make confident assertions. How do we know if we have turned away from love and have started falling into fruitless discussions?"
I think you will know from what it results in. So if the conversation leads in a situation where you are looking down on others, so if knowledge leads to arrogance, which tears down, then you know that something's going on that isn't right. So if your knowledge is leading you down the wrong road, it's what comes out of it. So if you're becoming more critical, more judgmental, something's going on that's wrong. But if your knowledge is leading you to be kinder and more loving, more accepting of people, not accepting of sin, but more loving and more learning how to understand and dialogue, then you know you are growing in the right way. So knowledge must always come with love.
For our last question, what are the warning signs or questions we can ask ourselves to determine if we are starting to lean towards legalism or licentiousness?
So if you're leaning towards legalism, you have a tendency to be very strict, and you always want to know what's right, what's wrong, and you're criticizing people a lot. And you're seeing everyone, you're like, they're doing the wrong thing, they're doing the wrong thing. You feel you're becoming very critical, and everything is like, can't do, can do, then you might be leaning in that direction. If you are, hey, anything goes, it's okay, don't worry, and as a result of that, you don't realize you're causing people to stumble, you might be leaning towards licentiousness, because, maybe you don't feel it's wrong, but does it cause others to stumble? And, is it okay? What does Jesus say? So those are the two extremes.
Thank you, Brother Peter, for answering our questions. And before we close, for all the families out there who would like to learn and bond and grow their relationship at home, we invite you to join our Across Motivate Family Camp happening on October 6 to 8 at the MMRC Batangas. To sign up, visit the CCF Across Ministries Facebook or scan the QR code on the screen. See you there, and that's it for Sunday Fast Track. God bless.
God bless.